Hey Peak Life community. Today I want to dive into two of the most impactful books I've read, and that is Atlas Shrugged and The Fountainhead by author Ayn Rand. Now you might be thinking, what do these deeply philosophical books have anything to do with engineering and innovation? Well, in my opinion, a lot. And even more so, these books significantly apply to anyone looking to grow and provide value in the world. And in this video, I'm going to share 6 powerful principles from these books that I believe every engineer, innovator, and growth-minded individual can relate to and apply to their life. But before we jump in, I want to welcome you to the channel Peak Life, where we journey together to design, build, and live our own peak life. And now let's start with a quick overview of these two books. The Fountainhead follows the life of Howard Rourke, an innovative architect who battles against society and conventional standards in his pursuit for what true architecture should be. This novel explores themes of individuality, integrity, and above all, staying true to one's own vision of creativity, no matter what the obstacles or the hardships that you come across. And in this book, that's really against the society of mediocrity. And as the author puts it, second-handers. Atlas Shrugged, on the other hand, is a much larger and more complex story. It's set in a dystopian United States, one that I would think a lot of us could see as coming a little too close to realism in today's world. In this story, society is crumbling due to collectivist policies that discourage innovation and instead reward mediocrity. The book centers around railroad executive Dagny Taggart and a mysterious figure, John Galt, who leads a strike of the mind where the world's most talented and productive individuals go on strike by withdrawing their contributions to the society and ultimately leading to its own collapse. The novel tackles big ideas, like the role of the individual in society, the morality of capitalism, and the dangers of collectivism. Both books are deeply philosophical and huge novels, exploring Rand's philosophies of objectivism, which emphasizes reason, individualism, and rational self-interest. And now let's dive into some principles from this book that you can both relate to and apply to your own life. Principle number 1 is integrity and authenticity in your own work. Howard Rourke, the protagonist in The Fountainhead, is a master architect who refuses to compromise his designs so that they would fit into society's norms. And as a mechanical engineer, this really struck a chord with me. For all you engineers or innovators, you know there's always a pressure between quality, speed, and price. There's a saying, good, fast, cheap, and you can pick any two. The pressure to hurry up and get designs done as quickly as possible is real in all the industries. But I've learned through many wrong attempts that when you rush a design, it takes more time in the long run and you get a worse design overall. Contrasting that, when a design is done right, it's something that will stand the test of time and be around for many years. And in my case, it's something that we can reuse thousands and thousands of times. This is why I strive to maintain my integrity and authenticity in my designs, in every project, where it's not just about getting the job done, it's about getting the job done right. Principle number 2 is the pursuit of excellence over approval. In both of Rand's novels, the characters are driven by a deep desire to achieve excellence, not for the applause of the crowd, but for the sheer satisfaction of knowing that they created something great. Like the characters in these stories, I get great joy from creating. There's something amazing about seeing an idea that comes from a figment of your imagination to being produced in real steel. And then by taking that and having it out in the marketplace and used by the industry. For my work, I design heavy-duty axles. And when I'm behind a trailer and I see something that I've designed, knowing that it's exceeding their expectations, I know that the hours I spent on it to get everything just right was worth it. For me, it's not about the recognition. It's about this pursuit of excellence. Knowing that I created something out of nothing, and it's being used in the real world. Something that's better than what became before it, and something that will stand the test of time. That's what drives me. Principle number 3 is the power of the individual. Rand champions that true innovation comes from individuals who think independently and aren't afraid to challenge the status quo. Not from big boards of people agreeing on something, but instead of that one person who's willing to take the risk. In the world of engineering and innovation, trusting your gut and your own ideas is absolutely key. Don't be afraid to think outside the box and challenge standard conventions. individualism drives progress, and that's where breakthroughs happen. But this isn't easy, because every innovative idea starts off as a crazy idea where you come up against a lot of resistance and people telling you all the reasons why it won't work. But you have to push past this because they aren't able to dream as big as you. Moving on to principle number 4, value creation through self-interest. Ayn Rand introduces the idea of rational self-interest, where pursuing your own success and happiness through productive work ultimately benefits you and everyone around you. By aligning your career with both your passions and your skills, you will create value for yourself and thereby value for everyone else around you, for your entire industry and your community. In The Fountainhead, the character Howard Rourke, during a speech while he was in court, expresses the thought how creation precedes charity. For without creation, there will be nothing to share. Principle number 5 is the role of reason and logic. Rand's protagonists are masters of rational thought, using logic to solve the problems and make decisions, which is something that us engineers can definitely relate to. In our field, reason and logic are foundational. We need to approach every problem with a methodical and rational mindset. We have to overcome what the person's saying and understand why they're saying it. Doing this, you'll find that your solutions aren't just effective, but they can become innovative. It's like Henry Ford said, if I listened to what my customers said, they would have just asked for a faster horse. But in contrast, when you just go with the status quo, you will ultimately be doomed to mediocrity because no innovation can live there. And finally, principle number 6, resistance to mediocrity. Rand's works are strong critiques to mediocrity, which has been echoed in countless other books, and that of the likes of Nassim Taleb's. These books go into the dangers of conforming to societal norms just to get by and be accepted. I've seen countless times where materials are replaced with cheaper and thinner ones, which might look great on paper, but ultimately don't last the life of a product. We all know this when we buy a car, and we're so frustrated why there's so much cheap plastic. Instead, it's better to take the long run approach and use designs and materials that will stand the test of time and be something that brings joy to the user every time they use your product. So don't settle for good enough. Push past this and strive for innovation and excellence in what you do. By resisting mediocrity, you not only improve your own skills and success, but you raise the benchmark for everyone else around you. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever faced a situation where you had to choose between the integrity of your work and that of compromise? How did you handle it? Share a comment down below because I would really love to hear your experience. And here's another question. Which of these 6 principles do you find the most challenging to apply in your life? In summary, these 6 principles from Ayn Rand's books, The Fountainhead and Atlas Shrugged, aren't just theoretical. They're real things that we're facing in the world today. These are powerful tools that you can apply to chase that pursuit of excellence. I highly suggest checking out these books. And seeing these books are such big novels, I would recommend starting off with Atlas Shrugged. So if you found this video helpful, please consider supporting the channel by subscribing and sharing it with someone else who could apply these to their life. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you up in this next video, which is all about time management and 7 strategies that you can use to unlock your productivity. Thanks, and we'll see you there.